What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, we are going to be talking about my thoughts here on JuJu Smith Schuster and how he is going to play a key and a pivotal role for the New England Patriots offense in 2023, and is going to play a vital role in the Patriots offense taking a massive leap forward in 2023 compared to 2022. In this one, I'm going to break down what exactly JuJu brings to the New England Patriots, why he's so dynamic, and why he's going to help make the Patriots offense more explosive than it was last year with Jakobi Meyers. As you guys can also see, we're going back to the old style of videos for this one. Let me know in the comment section below what your favorite style video here is on the channel. Do you like me talking on the screen with unedited raw videos, or do you like these voiceovers better? Make sure you guys let me know. Now this offseason, the New England Patriots did something very interesting. They decided to let go of their number one wide receiver from the last 3 seasons in Jakobi Meyers. Funny enough, that's also been every single starting quarterback's most reliable and favorite target the last 3 years also. Whether that's been Mac Jones or whether that was Cam Newton, Jakobi Meyers was a guy that statistically in receptions, in go-to moments, and yardage continued to lead the Patriots. But the Patriots decided that they were going to let him go and essentially let go of their number one wide receiver. In doing so, they picked up a guy in JuJu Smith Schuster that is very, very similar to what Jakobi Meyers brings, or I should say brought, but he's a little bit more explosive. Both were also signed to very, very similar contracts. The Patriots did get a little bit of a better contract, but both of these players in Jakobi and JuJu Smith Schuster got 3 years, $33 million, except JuJu got around $16 million, while Jakobi got upwards of about $18 million in guaranteed money. So yeah, Jakobi did get a little bit more money, but it wasn't by a whole lot, and I think that just showcased that the Patriots wanted JuJu Smith Schuster more than they wanted somebody like Jakobi Meyers. And some people were asking, Patriots Global, why did they not just keep both of those guys, right? Why not make JuJu that number one guy, but keep Jakobi? And the thing is that you're essentially having 2 of the exact same styled receivers on the field. There's just not really a need for both of those guys. And while I don't want to say that they're an exact carbon copy, because I think that Jakobi Meyers is a little bit better at taking care of the football, and then there's JuJu Smith Schuster, who is way better with the ball in his hands. But other than that, they're pretty much a carbon copy. The Patriots have had a lot of turnover this offseason with their offense, whether that's been the coaching staff with Adrian Clem and Bill O'Brien, or whether that is personnel in losing Damian Harris and losing Jakobi Meyers, but getting in JuJu Smith Schuster, Mike Gesicki, James Robinson. There's a lot of familiar faces, but we don't exactly know how everything is going to pan out just yet. It's all projection. But right now, JuJu Smith Schuster is the New England Patriots' number one wide receiver, not just on the depth chart, but even talent-wise. And JuJu's still young, and I think that that's the great thing here, is that the Patriots are getting a guy who is still young in 26 years old, who has a lot of experience and is a veteran, but I think there's still some abilities within JuJu that can still be unlocked. He's been in the league since 2017, right? He's played next to some of the best wide receivers and some of the best offenses with the Steelers and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think getting a veteran to replace Jakobi Meyers was very important, because you look at what the Patriots have done over the last couple seasons, and offensively, it's bring in a lot of young guys, whether it's on the offensive line or whether it's at wide receiver right now between Demario Douglas and Kayshon Boutte, or if you even want to look at the running back core with Pierre Strong and Kevin Harris. JuJu Smith Schuster will be thrusted into a position that he's really not ever been put in his career yet, and that's being a number one wide receiver that isn't just asked to be the number one guy on the field, but is also asked to be a number one guy off the field and help lead this offense. At 6'1", 215 pounds, Smith Schuster is going to bring not just the size, but also just the frame to be able to play as a slot, to be able to play on the outside and be able to actually go up against bigger and faster defensive backs. He'll be able to still give you some of that 50-50 ball ability that Jakobi Meyers was still able to give you. Again, those two players are essentially carbon copies. The Patriots this past year were ranked last in terms of yards after the catch. And really, there's no surprise there, because you look at who the Patriots had, your only real yards after the catch this past season was Kendrick Bourne. And Kendrick Bourne was essentially in the doghouse the entire season. One of the biggest reasons that Kendrick Bourne has been so efficient and effective when actually given the ability in the Patriots offense isn't just because he gets open and he goes down. It's because he can work very well in every single part of the field, the short, the intermediate, and the deep also. But a lot of these yards that we see with Kendrick Bourne, whether that was this past year or his breakout season in 2021, mostly came from after the catch. And I think that's one of the best ways that the Patriots can get some splash plays and can get this offense to be effective and efficient while moving the ball down the field while still having question marks on what is Mac Jones going to be, but even more specifically, having question marks on how this offensive line is going to be. Block it up and get your guys like JuJu Smith Schuster and Kendrick Bourne into space with blockers ahead of them, and you're turning a short to intermediate route, let's say 5-yard pass, into an easy 10 to 15-yard pickup. The problem this past year is that the Patriots were running a lot of plays behind the line of scrimmage to start. And when you already have players who are not good once they have the ball in their hands, how are you going to expect most to come out of those plays? The Patriots last year had a lot of possession receivers, had a lot of 50-50 ball receivers, and they were having too many pass plays behind the line of scrimmage. That's not how you're going to utilize your offense effectively nor efficiently. If that's something that the Patriots want to continue to do this upcoming season, which I don't love, I do think that it is something that they could do a little bit more and make more sense. Get Kendrick Bourne more involved and use JuJu Smith Schuster, use them behind the line of scrimmage, block them up, and they can actually do something once the ball's in their hand versus constantly doing that with a Jakobi Meyers, a Hunter Henry, or Ramondre Stevenson. Now guys, before we continue and end off this video and this analysis, I do want to give a big shout out to the sponsors of this channel over at FanDuel. Guys, right now, make a fast break to FanDuel during the NBA playoffs because right now, new customers can get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Again, that is $1,000 back in bonus bets if your first bet does not hit. Again, this is for new customers only. Great thing that I personally love about FanDuel is how safe and secure it is, whether you are using their mobile app or whether you are going to their website. It's something you know is going to be safe and efficient and is not going to be something where your money or you are at risk. The great thing too about FanDuel is that once your bet hits, you get paid out instantaneously. Not to mention the fact that every single day they have new promos, so continue to check back on FanDuel because there's constantly new and easy ways for you guys to make some quick and easy cash. Guys, there's no better place to bet for the playoff than America's #1 sportsbook. All you guys got to do is visit FanDuel.com/Boston and get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Again, that is FanDuel.com/Boston. FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Guys, quick disclaimer, make sure you are 21 in your select state. Also, your first online real money wager only, $10 deposit, and also can be refunded as a non-withdrawable bonus bet that expires in 14 days. Restrictions do apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering, now also in Kansas City. If you or somebody you know does have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG or visit www.1800gambler.net. Back to JuJu Smith Schuster. He was very effective this past year with the Kansas City Chiefs, and he didn't even start in every single game, not to mention the fact that he also was not the #1 target. The #1 target was Travis Kelce for Pat Mahomes, a guy who he's had for several years and a guy that he could rely on in those moments. Now, despite that, JuJu Smith Schuster still saw 7 passes for 53 yards in the Super Bowl and also had about 2 100-yard receiving games in his first and also his only season with the Kansas City Chiefs, and also twice caught 10 plus passes in a game. He's a guy that I think will get a lot of volume each and every single game as long as he can stay healthy, and I think that he'll get even more volume with the Patriots than he did with the Chiefs this past year. This past year, he put up a total of 933 yards, averaging 12 yards per reception and 3 touchdowns. He appeared in a total of 16 games, but only started 14. And to put into perspective a little bit more, that if they actually utilized him as a number 1 receiver and he started in all of those games for the Chiefs this past year, he would have easily eclipsed at least 1,000 yards because he appeared in a total of 892 snaps of a possible 1,340 for the Chiefs, which only appeared to be about 66.6% of the Chiefs' offensive snaps this past year. So overall, what do I see JuJu Smith Schuster's role being for the Patriots in 2023? Well, again, I see it exactly being what Jakobi Meyers' role was. He's a guy that's going to play in the slot a little bit, but he's going to be, at the end of the day, he's going to be your Z receiver. I think you're going to see a lot of these receivers intertwine. I think you're going to see Devontae Parker mainly out on the outside as your ex-perimeter wide receiver. But as for guys like JuJu and Kendrick Bourne, Tyquan, those are all going to be guys that are switching between perimeter receiver and through the slot. I think that that's the best way that they're going to be able to find those mismatches that they want each and every single game. But also, that's how you're still going to be able to utilize the height and the size of JuJu Smith Schuster, using him as a perimeter outside target. At the end of the day, don't get comfortable seeing JuJu in one place. He'll play outside, he'll play in the slot, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Patriots very rarely did try him at inline. I know everybody thinks that he's mainly going to be a slot receiver, but I just don't see it, and I don't think that's how you get the best out of your product here that you're giving here into JuJu Smith Schuster. But even this past year with the Chiefs, they didn't mainly use him as a slot receiver. He actually mainly played out wide. He played about 59.6% on the outside of the offensive snaps and played about 40.1 in the slot with about 0.2 in inline. I'm really excited to see what JuJu's role at the end of the day is going to be with the Patriots and just how effective he is. But again, I think that he's going to be thrusted into a position off the field that he's never been put in, helping to teach some of these young guys in Kayshon Boutte and Demario Douglas. And I think his after-the-catch ability and the type of receiver that he is going to mold very well with both of those wide receivers in trying to develop and getting at least one starting receiver out of those rookies. What are your guys' thoughts, though, on JuJu Smith Schuster? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. Like always, I do appreciate you guys for watching, and never forget, go Pats.